Making less explicit instruction more explicit. Here's an example of a comprehension lesson for 4th grade students. Here's what the teacher's guide asks you to do. Tell students that asking questions about the passage during and after reading will help them check their understanding of what they read. Tell students that they will read a passage and generate questions after each section. Have students read the first section of the passage. Ask each student to write a question that can be answered by reading the passage. Have students share their questions and let others in the instructional group provide the answers. This time we're going to make the instruction more explicit. Just like the last set of directions, we're going to tell students asking questions about the passage during and after reading will help you check your understanding of what you read. Let's read the first section of the passage together. I'm going to show you how to answer a right there question that can be answered by using information found in the passage. I notice that there is a lot of action surrounding the serum. I think this might be important. I'll make a right there question. The text tells here what the serum is, so I'll make a question about that to make sure I can remember. This step will help provide a model to make the steps for generating a question explicit for students. For example, introducing one type of question at a time, like a right there question, first, will allow students to practice and understand the explicit steps for generating different types of questions. One of these strategies is the QAR strategy. This is an anchor chart that might be displayed somewhere in the classroom. Next, it is important that a think aloud occurs. For example, making a question is difficult for me. I have to remember that I'm starting with the answer, or the important information, and then consider what question would have the answer. I can do this. A think aloud provides explicit instruction for students regarding what they should think about when completing the task. My question is, what can save the children from diphtheria? I used one of our question words, what, to begin my question. Now I need to check the text to be sure I made a right there question. A model of self-talk reminds students to use this self-regulation technique when they work through the task. Next, I want to engage students in the model and instruction. Read the first 3 sentences of paragraph 2 and be able to tell us how the serum traveled in the beginning of its journey. Continue with other sections of the text, modeling several questions for students. It is important that you provide several models to help students understand how to complete the new task. Finally, have students work in partner groups to select one section of text and generate one right there question. Have partners share their question with the group and allow other students in the group to answer the question. Have students determine whether the question is truly a right there question and state why. Provide feedback as necessary. Provide immediate feedback during initial practice attempts to explicitly emphasize the key features of completing the task. It is important to recognize that taking a lesson from any curriculum can be made more explicit by breaking down the lesson and walking students through the I do, we do, you do process is critical in making it more explicit.